Hello, my friends. Welcome to Catchy English, the place where your English grows stronger step by step in a way that feels natural. I'm Emma, and today, I want to show you something powerful. It's about remembering English words for life. Yes, not just for the test tomorrow, not just until the end of the week. I mean, really keeping them in your mind so you can use them anytime, anywhere. Let me start with this. If you forget words quickly, it doesn't mean you're bad at English. It doesn't mean you're lazy or your memory is weak. It simply means your brain never learned the word deeply. Think about this. A word you see only once is like a stranger you pass on the street. You notice them for a second, and then they're gone. But a word you hear, speak, see, and connect to is like a good friend. You remember their face. You remember their voice. You don't forget them. So the question is, how do we make every new English word feel like a friend? Here's the first and maybe most important thing you can do. Don't just memorize the word by itself. Don't just read it in a book. Don't just write it on a list. Instead, put it into a real sentence. A sentence that means something to you. A sentence that feels like something you would actually say in your life. Let's try this together. The word is charge. Charge means to put electricity into your phone or device. Now, don't just say charge. Charge, charge. That won't help much. Say this with me, I need to charge my phone. Good. Now, make it bigger. I need to charge my phone before I leave the house. Better. One more I couldn't call you. My phone wasn't charged. And another, excuse me, is there a place to charge my phone here? Can you feel the difference? These are real-life sentences. They sound like something you might say to a friend or at a cafe or at the airport. That's living English. Let's try another. The word is delay. Delay means something happens later than expected. Say this with me. There was a delay at the airport. Good. Now the train was delayed because of the snow. And one more. Sorry for the delay, my meeting ran late. Every time we make a sentence, we give the word new life. We are not only learning the meaning, we are learning how it breathes in conversation. Here's another one, borrow. Borrow means to take something from someone for a short time and give it back later. Say this, can I borrow your pen? Nice. Now I borrowed a book from the library, and he borrowed my bike and didn't return it. Notice what's happening. Each sentence is like a little story. Your brain doesn't just remember borrow. It remembers asking for a pen. It remembers walking into a library. It remembers someone taking your bike. Stories stick. One more messy. Messy means not clean or not organized. My desk is messy. Her hair looks messy today. The kitchen was messy after the party. Now pause. See the picture in your mind. Your messy desk, her messy hair, the messy kitchen after the party. When you create a picture, the word stays longer. So here's your first daily challenge. Every day, choose just one new word. Make 3 full sentences with it. Say them aloud. Use them in conversation, or send them in a text. Repeat in the morning. Repeat in the evening. See it, say it, use it. That's how you own a word. Now, let's take what we learned and push it one step further. We've already talked about making sentences that feel real. But here's the thing, your brain doesn't just learn with words. It learns with pictures. It learns with sounds. It learns with feelings. This is called visualization. It means creating a movie in your mind for every new word you learn. Let's try something together. The word is storm, not just rain, but heavy rain wind, maybe thunder and lightning. Close your eyes for a moment. Hear the rain hitting the roof. Feel the wind against your face. See the trees bending. Hear the loud crack of thunder. Now say this, there's a storm coming tonight. Say it again, a big storm hit the city last night. And one more, we stayed inside because of the storm. Notice you're not just saying words, you're in the middle of the scene. That's what makes it unforgettable. Here's another example, crowded. Crowded means too many people in one place. Now imagine this. You're in a small train carriage. It's hot. People are standing shoulder to shoulder. You can smell coffee from the man next to you. A baby is crying. Someone's backpack keeps touching your arm. Say this with me. The train was crowded this morning. Now try we avoided the crowded streets during the festival. And I don't like crowded places. When you connect a word to a full sensory picture, sight, sound, smell, feeling, it sticks. It becomes part of your memory, not just your notebook. Let's make it even more personal. Think about delicious. Don't just think tasty. Picture your favorite meal. Maybe it's a bowl of hot soup on a cold day. Maybe it's fresh bread with butter melting into it. Maybe it's ice cream on a summer afternoon. Feel that first bite. Hear the crunch. Taste the flavor. Now say this cake is delicious. Or that was the most delicious pizza I've ever had. And she made a delicious meal for us. You see, the stronger your mental picture, the stronger your memory. Here's a little trick to make visualization even more powerful. Exaggerate it. Make the image bigger, brighter, funnier, stranger. Why? Because your brain loves unusual things. If the word is tiny, don't just think of a small chair. Think of a chair so tiny that a mouse could sit on it. If the word is freezing, don't just think of cold weather. Think of your breath turning into ice cubes when you exhale. This might sound silly, but silly works. Strange works. Memorable works. Let's test it. The word is overflow. Imagine pouring water into a glass. It reaches the top. And then instead of stopping, it keeps going, spilling all over the table, dripping onto the floor. Now say, the bathtub overflowed. Or, my inbox is overflowing with emails. One more. The river overflowed after the heavy rains. Can you feel it? The image is so strong you almost see the water. This is why children remember so well. They imagine everything. They see dragons when they hear a story. They feel the wind when they read about the sea. As adults, we stop doing that. But if you want to master English, you need to bring it back. Here's your visualization challenge for today. Take one word you learned recently. Close your eyes. See it. Hear it. Feel it. Make it big. Make it strange. And then say 3 sentences with it. The sentences are your bridge from the image to real conversation. This way, you're not only memorizing the word, you're living it in your mind. And once you've lived it, it's yours. We've painted pictures in our minds. We've heard the sounds, felt the textures, tasted the flavors. Now, let's take it even deeper. Because here's the truth. The words you remember the longest are the ones that mean something to you. Not just I read it in a book. Not just it was in my vocabulary list. But this word is part of my story. Let's start with something simple. The word is proud. Maybe you read the definition, feeling happy about something you or someone else has done. That's fine. But definitions are weak without life. Instead, think about a real time in your life when you felt proud. Maybe you finished a big project. Maybe you learned something difficult. Maybe a family member achieved something great. Close your eyes. Remember the moment. Remember the smile. Remember the warm feeling in your chest. Now say it, I felt proud when I passed my English exam. Say it again, my parents are proud of me. One more, she was proud of her artwork. Can you feel how the word isn't just in your head anymore, it's in your heart? Let's try another disappointed. Not just a little sad, but a very specific sadness. When you expect something good, and it doesn't happen. Think about the time you were looking forward to a trip and it got canceled. Or when you studied hard for a test and didn't get the result you wanted. Or when a friend promised to call but didn't. Feel that drop in your stomach. The heavy sigh. The quiet silence after bad news. Now say I was disappointed when I missed the concert. Try they were disappointed with the movie. And we're disappointed you can't join us. That feeling is your anchor. Every time you hear disappointed now, your brain will flash back to that emotion. This method works for positive feelings too. Take the word excited. Remember a time when you couldn't sit still, when your heart beat faster, when you kept smiling for no reason. Maybe it was before meeting someone special, or waiting for a holiday, or opening a gift. Feel that buzz. Now say I'm excited about the weekend. Or she's excited to start her new job. And they were excited to see the fireworks. When you attach a word to your own life, it becomes sticky. It becomes part of your identity as an English speaker. And here's a secret, this is exactly how native speakers learn as children. They don't memorize a list of words with translations. They live the word. They connect it to their world. And they repeat it in real situations. So here's your personal connection exercise. Today, choose 5 new words. For each one, think of a real event in your life that matches the word. Feel the emotion from that event. Say 3 sentences about it. If you can tell someone your sentences, or record yourself saying them, hearing your own voice using these words makes the connection even stronger. Let's do one more together. The word is relieved. Relieved means you were worried, but then everything turned out okay. Think of a time you were late for something important, but then the bus came just in time. Or you thought you lost your phone, but found it under the couch. Or you were scared of bad news. but got good news instead. Feel that deep breath you took, the way your shoulders relaxed, the smile of thank goodness. Now say I was relieved when the exam was over, or she felt relieved to hear her friend was safe, and they were relieved that the rain stopped. Do you see the pattern? First, we imagine the picture. Then we attach it to something personal. Finally, we speak it out loud in full sentences. That's how you turn a word from a stranger into a friend. So, now you know how to make a word personal. You've seen it in your mind. You've felt it in your body. You've connected it to your life. But here's the danger. Even if you feel that strong connection today, if you don't use the word soon, your brain will slowly let it fade. That's why we have the use it quickly rule. It's simple. The moment you learn a new word, try to use it within 24 hours. In a conversation, in a text message, in a comment on social media, even in a sentence you say to yourself in the mirror. Why? Because the first time you use a word in real life, it stops being just a study word and starts being an active word. And active words stay. Let me show you. Imagine you learn the word generous today. You read the meaning willing to give more than expected. If you just read it and move on, in 2 days, you might think, what was that word again? But if you leave the lesson and you send your friend a message, thanks for buying me lunch, you're so generous. Now your brain says, oh, this is a word we actually use. Here's another example. You learn delicious. Don't wait until next week to use it. At your next meal, say out loud, "This is delicious." Or post a picture of your food with the caption, "Delicious dinner tonight." It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be a big conversation. Just a real use. That one action can save you hours of restudying later. Now let's add another layer. Grouping words into themes. Think about how you learned words before. A random list apple, quickly mountain, honest, desk freedom. It's like putting puzzle pieces from 5 different puzzles into one box. You can't see the picture. It's messy. But if you group your words into themes, your brain sees connections. Connections make memory stronger. For example, let's say the theme is travel. You could learn passport luggage, airport boarding pass, customs flight attendant. All of these words live in the same world in your mind. When you think about one, the others come with it. Let's try a restaurant theme menu, waiter order, bill reservation, delicious. Or a feelings theme, proud, disappointed, excited, relieved, generous. The best part, when you use theme-based learning, you can practice with short stories. Watch this. I was so excited for my trip. I packed my luggage and grabbed my passport. At the airport, the flight attendant checked my boarding pass. After a long flight, I went through customs, and finally, I was free to explore. See how all the travel words fit together naturally. That's not just memory practice. That's real communication. Here's your grouping exercise for today. Pick a theme you like, something you actually talk about in life. Find 5 to 10 words for that theme. Make a short story or dialogue using all of them. If you're learning alone, say your story out loud. If you have a friend, do a role play. If you're online, post it in a language group and ask for feedback. And remember the golden combination: use it quickly, plus use it in themes. If you learn a theme today and use it in a story tonight, you'll be shocked how easily you remember the words next week. Let's put both ideas into action with an example right now. Theme at the cafe. Words: barista menu, order latte pastry bill. Story: I walked into the cafe and the barista gave me a menu. I decided to order a latte and a pastry. After I finished, I asked for the bill. Short, simple. But if you say it now, and then tomorrow you walk into a real cafe, and you actually say to a friend, "Let's order a latte," you have locked those words into your brain. Now it's time to take everything you've learned and turn it into something you can actually use every day. We're going to build your power practice routines. A simple step-by-step plan that takes just 15 to 20 minutes, but will make you remember more words in 1 week than you used to remember in a month. Here's how it works. This routine is built on the 4 pillars we've practiced. Visualizations, PASUR. Personal connection. Use it quickly. Grouping by theme. We're going to stack them together in the right order so your brain absorbs, connects, and locks the words. Step 1. Choose your theme. Start each day by picking a topic you enjoy or one you will need soon. If you're planning a trip, pick travel. If you're going to a restaurant with friends, pick eating out. If you have a job interview, pick work and careers. Why start with a theme? Because it focuses your attention and gives your brain a clear mental folder to store the new words in. Step 2. Find your words. Select 5 to 10 new words connected to your theme. You can get them from a textbook, a YouTube video, a news article, or even a conversation you had yesterday. Write them down in a notebook or type them into your phone. But here's the important part. Don't just write the meaning. Leave space for the next steps. Step 3. Visualize each word. Close your eyes and create a picture in your mind for each word. Make it detailed. Make it alive. If your word is boarding pass, imagine holding it in your hand, feeling the paper, seeing the printed flight number. If your word is latte, imagine the smell of the coffee, the heat in your hands, the foam on top. This image is like a mental bookmark. When you hear the word later, your brain will jump back to that image. Step 4. Make it personal. Now, for each word, connect it to your own life. Ask yourself, when would I use this? Who would I say it to? Where would I be? If your word is reservation, maybe you remember the last time you booked a table at your favorite restaurant. If your word is customs, maybe you think about the time you waited in line at the airport after a trip abroad. These personal connections act like glue. They stick the word to your real experiences. Step 5. Use it quickly. Before the day ends, use each new word in some way. Send a message to a friend. I just made a reservation for dinner tonight. Say a sentence to yourself while cooking. This pasta smells delicious. Comment on a post. That's so generous of you. The quicker you use it, the faster it moves from just learn to ready to use anytime. Step 6, build a micro story. Once you've visualized, personalized, and used the words, bring them all together in a short story. It can be just 4 or 5 sentences, but it should include all your new words. Example with the theme travel. I packed my luggage and grabbed my passport. At the airport, the flight attendant checked my boarding pass. After the flight, I went through customs. I was so excited to start my adventure. By using all your words together, you train your brain to recall them as part of a natural conversation. Step 7, review and refresh. The next day before you choose a new theme, quickly read your old words and story from yesterday. Say them out loud. This review takes just a few minutes, but doubles your retention. Let's walk through a real example together so you can see the flow in action. Theme. At the gym. Words treadmill. Dumbbell trainer stretching sweat membership. Step 1, theme chosen at the gym. Step 2, words listed. Step 3, visualize. Treadmill, picture yourself running, feeling your feet hit the belt. Dumbbell, see the shiny metal, feel the weight in your hand. Trainer, imagine a friendly person showing you an exercise. Stretching, feel the pull in your muscles. Sweat see drops on your forehead after a workout. Membership, picture your gym card in your wallet. Step 4, make it personal. I use the treadmill every Monday. I bought new dumbbells last month. My trainer's name is Alex. I stretch after every workout. I always sweat a lot in summer. My gym membership ends in December. Step 5, use it quickly. Today, I could message a friend. Do you want to renew our gym membership together? Or post a photo stretching before running on the treadmill. Step 6, micro story. This morning, my trainer told me to start with stretching. I warmed up on the treadmill for 10 minutes. Then I lifted dumbbells until I started to sweat. I'm glad my membership lasts all year. Step 7, review tomorrow. If you follow this power practice routine every day, and you commit to just 5-10 words each time, you will have 150-300 active words by the end of the month. That's the kind of progress that changes your confidence forever. And remember, the goal isn't just to learn more words. It's to make those words a living part of your English. Words you can use without thinking. Words that feel natural in your mouth. Because when you can do that, you're not just studying English anymore. You're living it.